The woman was about to end her life when she unexpectedly received a call from her husband 10 years ago. Hearing his voice over the phone, she immediately realized the phone could connect her to her husband at age 20. At this point she already hated him deeply, so she quickly told the younger version of him that his future self would cheat, and begged him not to pursue her. The young man couldn't understand. He liked her so much. How could he possibly betray her? Just then the present husband walked through the door. He angrily questioned why she forced the scheming woman to get an abortion. He even threw a surgery report at her, saying if he hadn't arrived in time, the scheming woman could have died. The woman tried to explain it wasn't her, but he refused to listen, insisting on kicking her out, so the scheming woman could rest and protect her baby. Meanwhile, the 20-year-old husband was torn by the woman's words. He had planned to confess to her that day, but if he was destined to hurt her in the future, he'd rather cut it off now. So when she came to bring him water like always, he turned and walked away without hesitation. He then called his future wife, saying he had already rejected her, that maybe the future could still change, and told her to keep living no matter what. But the young man still couldn't stop wondering, why would he betray her 10 years later? So he asked who he had cheated with. The woman answered it was the very person who had ruined her life. Back then, after she accepted his confession, the scheming woman grew jealous. She hired over a dozen thugs and cornered her in an alley. She was assaulted all night. By the time the man arrived, it was too late. The woman barely survived, but due to severe injuries she had her uterus removed, losing the ability to be a mother forever. The man swore he'd love her for life and never let her get hurt again. To fulfill that promise, he married her despite his family's objections. But what she didn't expect was that the day before the wedding, she saw him at the hospital, accompanying the scheming woman for a prenatal checkup. She felt like lightning had struck her, and what hurt more was how shamelessly he blamed her, saying she was crippled and couldn't have kids, that he just needed someone to carry on the family line. Those words shattered her completely. 10 years of love meant nothing in the end. When she got home, the scheming woman brazenly walked in, proudly claiming 10 years of love couldn't compete with her. Then when the husband entered, the scheming woman pretended to fall and acted pitiful. The man immediately scolded his wife, demanding she apologize, even asked her to hand over her company shares as compensation to the scheming woman. Those words destroyed her. She picked up a knife to end her life, but at the last second, got a call from her husband 10 years ago, bringing us back to the beginning. After learning the truth, the young man made a firm decision to change the future. He rushed to the alley where the assault would happen and risked his life to protect her. On the other side, the woman suddenly felt sensation return to her legs. The next day she packed her things, left a letter for her husband, blocked him without hesitation, and walked away from that cold home. Meanwhile, the husband was hit by a blinding headache. He nervously messaged her, only to find he had been blocked. When he got home, she was already gone. He still couldn't believe the woman who loved him deeply had left. He called dozens of times, but none went through. Just then his assistant called, telling him she had booked a flight for tonight. He panicked and rushed to find her, but the maid told him she was waiting at the place where he had proposed years ago. He rushed there. The woman intended to end everything with him before she could speak. He arrogantly said she couldn't live without him. Her heart sank for the last time. She asked him to leave, but he thought she was just angry and walked away.